Kevin Love going to the line for the Cavaliers to start. Number 23, Fred VanVleet back in for the Raptors.
Time to rest, 23.
Emphasizing the show that Cleveland has put on in their half-court offense.
This is a Cleveland team that has been through so much adversity this year. Ty Lue was telling us a little bit earlier this season when we had them, he's had basically 3 different teams. Now, they blew up the roster at the trade deadline. Kobe Altman, the general manager, bringing in some new parts. Larry Nance Jr., Jordan Clarkson from the Lakers included, Rodney Hood from the Utah Jazz. They missed Kevin Love for some 7 weeks. There's a look at Altman, the general manager, who is assigned with remaking this team. And Hubie, it's difficult to redo things roster-wise and then for Ty Lue to have to coach these new guys on the fly and remain competitive with championship hopes, because you've got LeBron there.
Well, yeah, because you have LeBron, the pressure is on. Mostly everybody said that it would be very difficult for them when coming in 4th, all right? Yeah. But the fact that they kept getting better and better, and then the Indiana series, it could have gone, either way. But fortunately, they played big in Game 7. Now, here in 1 and 2 against a team with the best record in the East, I mean, they were lucky here to win Game 1. I mean, the first time that Toronto was behind was in the overtime. Okay, do you think about that? And then to see this game, it's like a Jekyll and Hyde if you're a Toronto fan.
Yeah, you don't know what's next for the Raptors. They'll play Game 3 on ABC. We'll be there. Valanciunas hopes to be there too. The Raptors have lost 5 consecutive playoff games in Cleveland, so it will be an uphill climb for them Saturday night at 8:30 on ABC.
Some moments are worth the journey. We'll help get the most out of every mile. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.
As an allergy sufferer, you're wired differently. Nasacort is different too. Unlike antihistamines, it targets more of the allergic inflammation that causes your congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms for 24-hour relief. Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable.
Oh my, look how I work it. They wanna know why I'm in it. Love what I do, don't need no gimmick. No play, when I play, I go all
in. The NBA Conference Semifinals presented by Wells Fargo continued Saturday on ESPN and ABC with 2 Game 3s at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. It's Boston at Philadelphia. And then on ABC at 8:30, it'll be Toronto against Cleveland. The game's available live on the ESPN app. Boston and Philadelphia as Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid try to get back into that series. They play later tonight on TNT in Game 2 in Boston. And that scene's going to be live in Philadelphia. And they get home. LeBron James is still on the bench here. 18-point lead for Cleveland.
No, I like what we're doing here right now. He's going now with the young guys who have not been in the game, giving them some time, but they're going to run the clock until they get a decent shot. Now, this young man is going to be a great addition to their franchise. He's had an excellent year. Clarkson, coming from L.A., double-figure scorer, and can make a lot happen at 6'5" at the guard position.
Yeah, he struggled early in the playoffs, and he admits that he was a little bit starstruck, but he vows the shots will go down. Eventually, Brown knocks down the jump shot. Hubie, how difficult is it for a guy playing in the playoffs for the first time?
It depends upon the person.
Yeah.
And it also depends upon how good is your team. And then can they come in and not be the major scorer? With the pressure on you, okay?
Yeah, he's hit his first 2 shots. You're only to Lou Williams.
Well, they made a great trade when they got he and Hood and Nance from the Lakers. That was an excellent trade because all 3 of these guys are going to grow with this franchise.
Brown with another jump shot. There are people in Cleveland right now thinking, where has this team been all year? Because for them to come into Toronto and take the first 2 games is really an accomplishment.
Yeah, well, look, a major thing is Love came into a major role tonight, but more important, Thompson in Game 7 against Indiana, and in Game 1, let's face it now, he was a major factor in them winning both of those games that could have gone the other way. Well, where was he? Well, he missed 29 games, but then when he came back, he was out of shape. He couldn't get going. And then when you bench a guy in the first round of the series for 3 games, and he comes off and gets you 15 and 10, all right, and then 14 and 12 in 2 games, you're saying, wow, you know what? We're back in business here.
Yeah, they sure are. Norman Powell up court for the Raptors as Dwayne Casey will have to regroup and they'll have to tweak a few things, no doubt, for Saturday night when we call Game 3 on ABC at 8:30 Eastern Time. Powell with a bucket for the Raptors. But it's much too little, much too late for Toronto. They will go down 2-0 and head to Cleveland, where they've lost 5 straight playoff games. That game will be Saturday night as Cleveland sets a new franchise playoff record with only 3 turnovers in this game.
That's right.
This one is over. The Cavaliers win it 128-110. LeBron James with 43 points, 8 rebounds, and 14 assists in a total disembowelment of Toronto. He gutted the Raptors here tonight as we go courtside to Israel.
LeBron, after your last game, you commented your teammates helped you out because you had an off shooting night. No such concern tonight. How were you able to get so comfortable tonight?
Well, they definitely helped me out a lot tonight, too. Kevin Love was phenomenal, man. Gave us a double-double. the all-star that we know and that we've grown to love, and he was wonderful, man. This is a complete team effort. I think we have 4 guys again in double figures, so it was a big win for us.
Speaking of Kevin there, how important is it then that he's active, involved, and productive for you guys?
Well, I said it before the game that we're going to continue to go to him, and he was very active, cutting off the ball, slashing, hitting his shots.